hard to choose a college because you really don't know if a college is right for you until you're already there. But I think also whatever college you choose, you'll probably end up liking. You meet very few people who don't like their college, who wish they'd chosen something else. But I think if you do want to try and make an informed decision, the key is to think about what actually differs from one college to another. So, you know, on the obvious level, you have things like architecture. So some colleges are definitely prettier than other colleges. It is what it is. So if you really want to be somewhere that's pretty, then, you know, that you can make the choice based on looking at pictures of what they look like. On the other hand, you might pay the price in that, you know, some colleges have better communities than others, or some have more diversity, like Wolfson College that was not mentioned. It's well known for its diversity and for its international community, and other colleges in Oxford and Cambridge have reputations like that particular thing. And you might find something like library space is important to you. So some colleges will have better libraries than others, or prettier libraries than others. Some will have better accommodation than others. Some will treat you more like an adult. Some will treat you more like a child. These are the kind of differences you can look for. And it's, like I say, it's really hard to kind of know this until you're there. And sometimes, you know, like something like the community might differ a little bit from year to year. So it's also hard to judge by that. I think the best you could do is to look at their website, see if you can find a few student testimonials, try and get a feel for the energy of a place, and narrow it down to a few. The only exception, I think, is that you might want to think about some specific limitations. Like some colleges are graduate only, so obviously they wouldn't apply here. Some are mature colleges, so you have to be 21 and over to go there, so you might like that if you're a bit older. Some are female only, so you might prefer that if you've gone to a girls' school. And I think they're really the only hard limitations that you're going to have. And also, as Morose mentioned, some of them don't do your particular subject, especially Oxford. They tend to have subject limitations. So that's something that's worth thinking about. If you do end up choosing a college and the college thinks you're a bad match, they will do what they call pooling you. So that happened to me. I applied at Trinity and they realized that I wasn't a good fit for Trinity. And so they pulled me over to Wolfson, where I ended up, and they were right. It was a much better fit. So if you get pooled, you get put into a big pool, and then other colleges get to take you out. You don't get specifically sent to another college, but if there's an obvious case for you being at another college, then usually you'll get picked out of the pool by in my case, a mature college, which made more sense. So you don't necessarily get the college you choose, but most likely if you get in, it will be the one that you chose.
Right, thank you so much. And closely sort of affiliated with that question is the question, I guess, sort of back to what we were discussing earlier, Oxford versus Cambridge, deciding between sciences or social sciences and humanities. So, you know, the traditional divide. If you want to study NatSci or you want to study physics or math, you go to Cambridge. You want to study PPE or law, you're better off at Oxford. What do you sort of make of
that? Me, is it? That's a good question. I think certain courses have reputations, like PPE at Oxford has a very particular reputation. And if that is a reputation that you like, if you like the description of the course on the page, and these sometimes they have their own websites as well, then yeah, absolutely pick it based on the course and not the college or the university. I think the course is really what you should be looking for first and foremost, because there's no point being at Oxford or Cambridge if you don't enjoy what you're learning. So you should try to pick a course that has a particular reputation or particular curriculum that you like. But also there is kind of a pragmatic side to this. Like you don't want to choose, if you want to make a lot of money in life, maybe, studying media studies, which neither Oxford or Cambridge do anyway, but maybe studying media studies is not necessarily a good career choice. So there are other considerations to be had. I don't think there's a clear benefit over doing sciences or social sciences or humanities or anything like that. I think it's going to be an individual thing, and it's going to be up to the courses that the individual universities offer. You might love physics, but you might find that neither Oxford or Cambridge do the kind of physics that you have an interest in. So I think you need to factor in the specific courses as well as the institutions that are offering them.